Hey, beautiful people. So I asked 190 people, that's right, 190 people in 30 business days for something that would benefit my business, a partnership, a referral, or actual business. And this is my video to share the four things that shocked me and something that I want to share with you in the end as a bonus to help you if you are ready to ask for the business that you know that is available to you in this world. All right. So the first thing that shocked me, well, let me back up a little bit. If you've been following me, and if you're not, start. But if you've been following me, then you know that I did a 900 ask challenge. Yes, I challenged myself to ask 900 people, 30 people a day for 30 business days for something that would benefit my business, because I wanted to shake myself up, make myself kind of like get out of like this slump that I was in of creating business for myself. And this is what I came up with. And so I didn't actually ask 900 people. What I ended up doing was asking 190 people. And that's a whole story in itself. I'm making some changes. I'm going to do it again with some, changes to make it more realistic for me, that is. But somebody else might be able to do it. The point is, when I talked to the 190 people, I've gotten so many amazing results. I was able to pitch and get a yes to my first 100K offer. I also was able to land a 25K contract from that 100K offer, sooner rather than later. The rest is being pushed out until later in 2026. I was able to gain someone in my 8 week program. So I was able to gain someone to be in my $1,400 program this past fall. That's still kind of going on. I had a lot of people that wanted to do work with me in the next year in their business. So some leads for those that said yes, it's a yes. Let's just pick some dates and get this going. And then I was asked to do a keynote in 2026. So I have so many different amazing things that came from this. And so that in itself is already a win. But what really shocked me is these four things. So that was just giving you a little bit. But what really shocked me was these four things from when I actually did it. And one is how many people admired me from afar. Now, I know this might sound like, oh, she just wants to talk about people admiring her. But I want to tell you that sometimes I would feel like nobody knew what I was doing. I'm on LinkedIn a lot. That's where I spend most of my time. I've been in the nonprofit business owner world for 21 years. And then I've done work in coaching, training, speaking. I've trained over 30,000 leaders over the last 7 years. And over the last 12 years, I've done consulting. And so, I mean, I don't be feeling like people are spending their waking hours stalking me. And I don't feel that way about other people, even though, I mean, we all have people that we love on the internet that we watch. But the point is, when I got on the phone with them, so many of them said they've been reading my every post or they really like what I've been posting. And I know I post things, but I don't always think about who's saying stuff because some people are peeking without speaking. You know what I'm saying? Like they're looking at your post, but they don't like it or they don't say anything. So you don't know. Or they're saying that you've been really inspiring me. And then some people are like, oh, I'm so glad you reached out because I've been wanting to ask you X, Y, and Z. And I had no idea, not no idea that these things were true in general, but the people I actually reached out to, I wasn't expecting that. And that felt so good. And so, one thing that taught me is that sometimes we have this fear that we're bothering people. I've talked about this a lot, like overcoming the fear of being a bother. And there's been times where I felt like a bother, as positive and as amazing I feel like I am. I still will feel like a bother to people. Like, oh man, I don't want to be bothering people with what I gotta say. And even when it's my page and I'm posting you all, it's like, is this gonna be a bother to people? But to hear people say like, no, like this was cool. I'm glad you're saying what you're saying. Keep doing what you're doing. And sometimes we question ourselves on our own journey. And so almost to get some of that affirmation was like really cool. So like that was a surprise. The next one is I was actually surprised at more people that kind of pitched me opportunities that I wasn't even asking for because, I'm over here asking, right? This is my ask challenge. So I'm already getting on the call thinking, like, oh, it'd be great to consider a partnership with this person, or it'd be great if this person would take me up on, my retreat offer, or this person would be great to do one-on-one coaching with them. So I had all these different things in mind prior to getting on the phone with some people or talking to them, DM, email, virtual, whatever. But some conversations was an opportunity to like coach people, like literally out on the phone. And I'm just like, oh, wow, I didn't even know I was going to end up being on the phone and like coaching this person in real time. And yeah, of course, it's not like a paid coaching situation. It was actually like a networking call. But I love the opportunity to serve. One of my favorite questions I ask people was like, hey, how can I support you? And being able to be trusted enough with some people that I haven't actually spent that kind of time with on a regular, to be trusted enough to hold space for them in that way. I felt like deepened our, connection relationship. And even if there weren't somebody that wasn't going to work with me right now, like really opening the door for later on, because being able to honor them in that space. So, like, to me, I saw that as like a cool opportunity I wasn't asking for. Some invited me to do workshops. I'm like, yo, I didn't know I was going to get invited to do a workshop. Didn't even have to pitch them for that. So that was cool. And then some, like off the cuff, before I even asked for referrals, were giving me referrals. And in addition to that, like while I was doing the asking, some opportunities started coming to me. So I think it's amazing that when you decide that you're going to put yourself out there, when you're going to decide that you're going to be unapologetic about the things that you desire to do, how much is attracted to you. So, like, while I was doing this challenge, some people that weren't even on my list were reaching out to me for opportunities. Like, I got asked to be a part of a virtual summit by an amazing person that we were in a online program space together. And then since then, we've been following each other on LinkedIn. And she popped in my DM asking me this while I'm doing the challenge. So I never even had to reach out to her. She reached out to me. Someone that is an old colleague of mine reached out saying, like, hey, I want you to coach me. But I also met somebody at this conference that I think you would be a banging person to work with them. And this is like not me even reaching out, but I believe it was that energy, right? That I was already putting out there that I'm ready to receive more opportunities, and opportunities started coming to me. And when we're ready to receive more, it's kind of like you don't even have to ask for it, it just comes. And so the third thing is that I realized how quickly B2B, business to business people will say yes when you talk to real humans. You know how like you'll go through all the proper channels to like get booked for something if you've done that before, like, let me email your EA, or let me email the info accounts, or let me fill out this form. But I literally was able to have meetings with the people that actually have like the control of the purse, so to speak, or the champions in those organizations. And it was easy to get a yes. One person I met with her and, really just touching base with her, not even thinking about asking for anything in that conversation, but knowing long term it'd be great to do work with them. And in our first conversation, she's like, Desiree, okay, so when can we do work together? I want to know exactly what you do because I feel like I need to be doing work with you, right? And this person is the principal, the owner of their organization. So I don't have to go through any back doors or ask somebody to tell them about me. Not that that's wrong, but it's great and amazing of a feeling to go straight to the source, right? And not feel like you have to go through other things because you've decided to go straight to the source. And so the fourth thing, and then stay on this call, stay on this live, because I want to make sure you get the bonus, information I want to give you about why I believe this can help you overall. This asking so the fourth thing is that it grew my confidence. Like, so I've always felt like I was a confident person. I always feel confident, but there's a part of me in this challenge that has really stretched me, because I realize how many times I hesitate to ask for what I want from certain people because of maybe I put them on a pedestal sometimes, or I'm a little intimidated because maybe I haven't talked to them in a while, or I'm like, do they know me like that? And I'm rehearsing in my head all of this. So this really made my confidence grow as I received 37 amazing opportunities as a result of this challenge. And so the bonus that I want to give you is that these are the four things that shocked me, but they would have never happened had I not started taking action. And all of these things can help you. I mean, not all of these things, but you can experience these same things, right? But all the things that you actually desire come from taking action. Me asking 190 people in 30 days for opportunities to have them work with me and all of that, taking the action in and of itself has multiplied my business in so many ways. The connections, even being visible to people because they're being inspired by what I'm doing in the asking. In addition to the asking that I'm doing, even if I'm not getting a yes right now, I've had so many people out of the 190. 119 people actually responded to me positively. They didn't all come into opportunities, but they responded to me. So these are other people that I could still go back to and have conversations, or I'm on their mind as a result of just talking to them. They're thinking of me, right? I'm on their mind. And so just putting yourself out there and being vulnerable about what it is that you need in a non-needy way, which I think is really key. I'm not out here being a thirst trap. I'm not out here doing the most like, oh my goodness, say yes to me because mama got rent to pay. Regardless of what my financial situation is, that's not their problem. So I don't need to be putting that pressure on them. What I get to do is be detached from their yes and be able to truly serve and get to know them and be relational with them, knowing that I don't have anything to prove. I know what I'm able to bring to the table. I know how to solve the problems that I know how to solve. I'm not going to try to solve something that I don't know how to solve, right? And I would refer them to something else if I really felt like somebody else could do a better job for them, 1000%. And so I could walk into these conversations with a lot of confidence, knowing that, and because of this challenge, it's really leveling up my thinking. What else have I desired that it's only a question away? So I want to leave you with that today. Is that I asked 190 people, but maybe you don't have to ask that many people. I mean, if you want better odds, you probably should ask. Shit, I don't want you to shit all over yourself, but you ought to ask a few more than like two. But there's probably a handful of people, two handful of people, 100 people, whatever, pick a number that hold the answer to the thing that you desire. All you got to do is open your mouth and ask. And so, if you know that this resonates with you, then you need to be at my 3-day change challenge where I'll be breaking down my framework for asking in my ask challenge, and I'll help you get clear on what you want and who do you need to be the person that actually makes the ask. So go ahead and click the link below, and I'll see you soon. It's on Tuesday, but registration closes tomorrow on Monday. But I hope to see you there. And